Grand Prix since 2012, the latest in a long list of iconic tracks to have that honour. We're racing today then in Travis County, Texas, where 20 corners and speeds of up to 200 miles per hour await us on this magnificent racetrack. It's 60% full throttle with plenty of good opportunities to pass, especially through the two DRS zones into turn 1 and the long back straight into turn 12. What a race we have in store today. Off the back of a fantastic qualifying session, it's time to see how our starting grid looks like for today's race. He'll start today's race from pole position, and it's Lewis Hamilton alongside. As we continue through the rest of the grid today, we have Verstappen, Grim Reaper, Sergio Perez, and Norris. They'll be starting further back after an earlier grid penalty. Ricciardo, Fernando Alonso, Leclerc, and Esteban Ocon. Bottas, Gasly, Alex Albon, and Mick Schumacher. Tsunoda, Vettel, Guan Yu Zhou, and Lance Stroll. Latifi and Kevin Magnussen fills the last spot on the grid. It's almost time for those 5 red lights to go out then. Let's see who can prevail today. With me today, of course, is Natalie Pinkham. Let's talk about Grim Reaper. What do you make of their performance so far this season?
It's been a really solid year so far. There have been some incredible standout performances. But what's really impressed me has been the consistency. With this kind of form, I'm expecting another good race today.
battery charge is high. Let's use that overtake button a bit more. Okay, we lost the position. Try to keep focus. DRS is being enabled this lap. We can use DRS when you're within 1 second of the car ahead and in the DRS zone. Okay, this is your final lap of the race. Absolutely awesome. Just amazing, mate. Well done.
Here in Austin. Natalie Pinkham, how do you think they were able to set themselves apart today?
I really feel the track layout, combined with the track temperatures we saw today, suited their car. These cars come alive when the tyres are just at the right temperature, and the driver did a great job managing that as well. They just look so comfortable out there. It's like anything, it always looks so easy when it all just clicks.
Looking at the podium, you can see that red suit, familiar to fans across the globe. A world-class win for a world-class team. Ferrari, do it again. So let's review the updated drivers' standings. Grim Reaper increases their championship lead. So then, Natalie Pinkham, who would you rank as your driver of the day?
I have to give it to Grim Reaper. Look at where they finished compared to where they started. It's not easy to cut through a field like that in Formula One, so it was a great effort.
It's time to see how things are shaping up in the Constructors' Championship. Ferrari continue to extend the gap at the top of the table. Well, what an end to another fantastic weekend of racing. Thanks to everyone who's joined us, and we'll see you for the next one.
The marketing department has requested your input on this one. Thanks. I appreciate you taking the time to help out. Our new parts have completed without issue. They'll be on the car ready for the next race weekend.
And with qualifying complete, let's review our top three today. Hamilton, Norris and George Russell. With qualifying complete, it's time then for the Mexico City Grand Prix, a race which gave Honda their first ever victory in 1965. American Richard Ginter winning from third on the grid. And what of the Honda-powered cars this year? Red Bull have been strong here in recent seasons. Can they keep that record going today? We're a long way above sea level here in Mexico today, which could pose some cooling issues for the cars as they make their way around this 2.6-mile lap. 17 corners with top speed. Before we begin, let's take a quick Anthony Davis.
The side pods have taken damage. Keep an eye on your engine temperatures. Cooling may be adversely affected. Check your MFD for a new strategy option. The bodywork's taken a few scrapes. Try not to make it any worse, please. OK, be very careful, the floor's incurred massive damage. There's serious damage to the underbody. Repeat, serious damage to the underbody. Oh man, that's it! It's all over and you are the world champion! What a drive, what a season, well done!
It's certainly been an incredible year for Formula One, and our drivers have pushed themselves this season, making it one of the most compelling years of racing in history. There can only be one champion, however, and here they are now, our new Formula One World Drivers' Champion. Not just victory today then, but the championship as well. What a spectacular season they've had, and congratulations to the whole team. What do you think it was, Ant, that gave them the edge over the competition today?
Well, time management probably played quite a large role in the outcome of this one. As ever, it's not just about speed, it's all about maintaining that speed consistently over a stint, over a race distance. So being able to keep up the lap times while still being smooth on the controls and gentle on the tyres, that's really where the race was won today.
Here come our winners now. A thrilling race and a tremendous effort by Ferrari. Their history is well known, so it's no surprise to fans the world over to see them come out on top once again. Some amazing talent out there on track today, but Anthony, who would you pick as your driver of the day?
Sebastian Vettel would definitely be my first choice. He showed up a lot of the drivers out on the track today and didn't show any signs of slowing down.
It's time to see how things are shaping up in the Constructors' Championship. Ferrari continue to extend the gap at the top of the table. Meanwhile, good work from Aston Martin this weekend, who pushed themselves further up the order. Been an absolutely wild weekend of Formula One action. I can't wait to see what's next. Welcome to today's sprint. This is shaping up to be another fantastic weekend. Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting sprint. George Russell will begin today's event in pole position, and it's Lewis Hamilton alongside. Considering the rest of the grid, we have Perez, Verstappen, Lando Norris, and Ricciardo, Leclerc, Fernando Alonso, Ocon, and Kevin Magnussen, Gasly, Mick Schumacher, Valtteri Bottas, and Joe, Tsunoda, Vettel, Alex Albon, and Lance Stroll, Latifi, and Grim Reaper. Which of these drivers will get...
OK, we think the underbody's incurred some slight damage, but nothing too serious at the moment. Just be careful. OK, mate, that was an illegal manoeuvre. You've got to cede that position or we'll receive a penalty. Okay, the underbody's taken some damage. You might start to notice it soon. The side pods have taken damage. You might start to pick up a little bit extra drag. Well done, good finish. You stepped up and achieved what we asked. Good job.
It's time to check out the constructors' standings. No change in the top spot, but with today's points, their hold on the lead is getting weaker. The grid is set then, so that just leaves the race itself. Join us tomorrow. It's time to take a look at our starting grid for today's race. Grim Reaper lines up on pole position, edging out Max Verstappen, who will start from P2. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Russell, Perez, Sir Lewis Hamilton, and Fernando Alonso. Ricciardo, Norris, Magnussen, and Charles Leclerc. Ocon, Vettel, Mick Schumacher, and Gasly. Stroll, Tsunoda, Alex Albon, and Valtteri Bottas. Joe, and Nicholas Latifi. It's almost time for the lights to go out, so let's head down to the track where preparations are underway. Anthony Davidson is alongside me as usual for the race today. Let's talk about Grim Reaper. They have had a fantastic campaign, a wonderful year as they come into this weekend's Grand Prix as a fully deserving champion.
It really is well deserved. I wouldn't say it's been a faultless title challenge, but certainly one that has been consistent and well managed. Here's hoping they let off a bit of steam today and give us an exciting race.
Well, what Okay, DRS will be enabled this lap. You can use it when you're within 1 second of the car ahead and in the DRS zone. Okay, are you okay? That was a nasty hit. Turn the engine off and wait for the marshals. Okay, this is your final lap of the race. Oh, mate, great job. Great job. You've done everything we wanted today. That is brilliant.
That's a spectacular victory then, and with it, the championship is secure. It's been a magnificent season, and they thoroughly deserve the cheers of the crowd here today. Talk to me, Ant. What was it that set them apart from the competition today?
I think a large part of the result comes down to temperament. They were able to keep their heads when everyone around them was losing theirs, and that's allowed them to get the best out of the car, to maximise the strategy, and to stay out of trouble.
And here we are, a team that is no stranger to the podium, taking their place on top once again. A sublime race today, and a stunning win for Ferrari. After an incredible day of racing, who was your driver of the day, Ant?
I have to give it to the Grim Reaper. They demonstrated a very delicate touch in close proximity to other cars, as well as showing a lot of maturity and patience in difficult situations.
It's time to check out the constructors' standings. It was a tough race for our championship leaders, who lose ground at the top of the table. After an event like that, who knows what the sport has in store for us next time? Be sure to join us again as we continue to bring you the latest excitement in Formula One.
We would like you to do this interview. The department wants me to pass on their thanks for helping out.
Fantastic, you've got pole position.
We're all ready for tomorrow's race, but before we begin, let's have a quick look at those who will be fronting. It's the final chapter of the season then here at the spectacular Yas Marina circuit. It's a race where the pole hitter failed to finish in 3 of the first 4 events. A front row start here is by no means a guarantee of victory. We go into battle once more then as we get underway at the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. We have 16 corners here at Yas Marina circuit, 7 to the right and 9 to the left. It's a total lap distance of 3.28 miles, 2 long straights and overtaking opportunities throughout the lap. And we expect average lap speeds of around 123 miles per hour. It's time to see how our drivers are stacking up after yesterday's exciting qualifying session. Grim Reaper lines up on pole position, just ahead of George Russell, who starts this event from P2. Moving on to the rest of the grid, we have Hamilton, Norris, Max Verstappen and Perez, Fernando Alonso, Leclerc, Ocon and Pierre Gasly, Magnussen, Bottas, Alex Albon and Mick Schumacher, Vettel, Joe, Daniel Ricciardo, they've taken a grid penalty, and Yuki Tsunoda, Stroll and Nicholas Latifi. That's it then, it's time to go racing as we head down trackside for today's race. Anthony Davidson joins me once again in the commentary box, and it's fantastic to have you here with us today. But I'm curious, as a man with experience out on the track, how do you stop those pre-race nerves from becoming overwhelming when you're lining up on the grid?
Well, I imagine they'll be starting to feel the adrenaline as they anticipate the run down into turn 1, a bit like preparing to go into battle. The unknown situation will bring nerves, but that's a good thing. It will keep them focused on the moment and on their surroundings as we build towards the start of the Grand Prix.
Let's... Wow, that was a heck of an impact. Let me know you're okay. got a lot of spare energy, okay to use your overtake button. DRS is being enabled this lap. We can use DRS when you're within 1 second of the car ahead and in the DRS zone. Okay, you've taken damage to the side pods. Expect to feel a little bit more drag than normal. Okay, this is your final lap of the race. side pods have taken damage. Keep an eye on your engine temperatures. Cooling may be adversely affected. Yes, fantastic! You just won the Grand Prix!
It's been a roller coaster season then, but they can go into the winter with their heads held high after an emphatic victory here today. Anthony Davidson, what helped them deliver this result, do you think?
I feel like consistency was
Ferrari are at it again. An excellent performance at today's Grand Prix, and they're certainly a team that know what they're doing out there. So, Anthony Davidson, who would you rank as your driver of the day?
I have to give it to the Grim Reaper. There was a lot going on.
You're not currently in a rivalry. Sooner or later, you'll probably be asked by the media who you consider to be your rival. Think carefully who you select, as while you will receive a claim for beating them, you'll lose a claim if you fail to do so.
Hey, the marketing team wants to run this one past you. Thanks for handling that. Great. That's everything we need. You can go back and edit anything we've done so far, and we'll come back here at the